Good evening across the Eastern Panhandle or wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome into high school baseball. It's day 2 of the Mingo Bay Classic here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, right outside of Myrtle Beach here tonight. We are at Shark Park. Most likely the best name we will have all week. It's home of the St. James Sharks, and it is the Hedgesville Eagles coming in to face the host team, St. James, this evening. Matt Crawford here with you. Gary Geffert going to be doing the color commentary tonight to my right. Matt Miller, the third member of our broadcast crew, will also be running the TV10 camera tonight. Well, Gary, this is a big game for Hedgesville. Not only is this going to be the best pitching matchup we've probably seen the entire tournament, but Hedgesville needs to do something to get the bats going. They are 0-2 down here in Myrtle Beach, and the bats have been a big issue and a big part of that.
Yeah, they just have not hit. I was just looking through their numbers, and they've hit 225 since they've been down here. Got 13 and 58, and the first game that they lost was to a Brockport, New York team that had played 3 games before they got down here and lost them all. So the only win that Brockport got was against Hedgesville. But Brockport must be a pretty tough team because they played these guys tough, lost 1-0, and that run scored in the bottom half of the 7th inning with a couple outs.
Yeah, it was a 5-4 loss to Brockport on Monday, and yesterday for Hedgesville they took on River Bluff. River Bluff, a pretty good program this year, and it was a 8-1 decision, so that was truly a game where the pitching just wasn't quite there, and the hitting really wasn't there. A very uncharacteristic one run for these Hedgesville Eagles who come in looking all the way up and down this roster. They're a team that is going to hit the daylights out of the baseball most of the time.
Yep. Chase DeLauder has hits. He's got 3 hits and 7 at-bats in 2 games, and hasn't driven in any runs because there hasn't been any to drive in. Hunter Coe has also had 3 hits in 7 at-bats. He's got 4 RBIs, and he's got the only extra base hits they've had. He had a home run in 1 game and a double in another.
For the St. James Sharks team, they come in at 13-7. They're a solid baseball team. You look at their numbers, no numbers that are going to pop off the chart at you, but they're going to be fundamentally sound. They have a couple guys hitting over 300, but nobody's hit a home run. Their doubles numbers aren't going to knock your socks off as well, so this is a team that's going to want to play situational, station-to-station baseball.
Well, that's right. On the other hand, they got some serious pitching. The kid who's going to go for them today, a kid by the name of Ethan Salak, who's a sophomore and already has a commitment to Carolina South down here. And he's won 3 games, lost 1, but he's got a 1.72 ERA. He's given up only 24 hits in 36 innings and struck out 32 guys. So this could be a real fun matchup against DeLauder, who, of course, has been lighting it up in the Eastern Panhandle.
Yeah, Chase DeLauder, the reigning state player of the year across the entire Mountain State, and making a very good case to be there yet again. Again, one of the best pitchers, not only in the Eastern Panhandle, but across West Virginia. And at the plate, no slouch either, hitting .557 with a .654 on-base percentage. Also has 5 around trippers and has driven in 27 runs already at this point in the season. Still about 2 weeks left once they get back before sectional play, so his numbers are going to be through the roof if he stays consistent the way he has been. All right, welcome into the pregame show again. It's the pregame show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services for home and office automation, home theater networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or go to WHMsystems.com. We need to get in our first break. When we come back, we'll hear from first-year Hedgesville head coach Eric Grove about the game coming up tonight and just how their Mingo Bay Classic has gone up to this point. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. We're here when you need us.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Welcome back into the pregame show. It's time to talk with Hedgesville head coach Eric Grove. Just got my conversation with him started about how he thinks his team is playing up to this point in the season.
Well, we're playing okay. We played a little better yesterday. Kind of disappointed with kind of our intensity and focus down here. But, we played two decent teams, and I think that we got behind and had to make the adjustments in the game. We're not hitting very well, but hopefully we can get started today. I heard we're going to face somebody who's pretty talented, and that's a good opportunity for us.
I think the hitting is just a lack of concentration, or are you seeing something different, just the way the swings are coming through?
Some people seem to be swinging a little differently, but also I think that we've kind of failed to adjust down and adjust to curveballs. We didn't face anybody that threw real hard the last 2 days, and we're out on our front foot trying to either jack it out of here or just make contact instead of taking natural swings. It's been kind of frustrating, but I think that hopefully today we can get dialed up and see what we can do.
Been at the same location each day. You think that helps you get into a little bit more of a rhythm?
I think they know the tendencies of this field. This is kind of like a jet stream out here in the outfield. We've had some balls carry that we didn't think would, and it's a beautiful field. I do think there's a rhythm about it. It's the same travel time, and we're consistently know where we're supposed to be, and just thankful to get to play down here, and hopefully we can play a little more like the fields probably deserve, and I think we will, hopefully.
Who do you have on the mound tonight?
Chase is pitching for us tonight. We had this one picked out for him from last week. We figured this would be a good opportunity for him. We're excited to see what he can do tonight.
What do you know about this St. James team, if anything?
Well, I know that they've been really good for the last several years. I don't know that this has been their most prosperous year so far, but I've heard some rumblings we're going to face a kid that's pitching tonight that's going to Coastal Carolina, and if he is, that's good for him. It'll be good for us. It's no secret who they are in the baseball world, and I'll put mine against theirs, and we'll see what happens. I think that when this team plays the way they can, I think we've been able to see back home what that is, and it's impressive, but we haven't done it down here, and that's what's been disappointing about it. But I think that we'll improve tonight. We seem to play to our competition sometimes, and they know what they're getting themselves into tonight, so hopefully we put on a good show.
Coach, thanks for the time, and good luck tonight.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Again, that is Hedgesville head coach Eric Grove in his first season at the helm of the Hedgesville Eagles. And he mentioned a couple of key points I want to touch on and get your opinion on as well, Gary. Number one, they're playing at a fantastic ballpark here at Shark Park, and we've seen a couple of very good ballparks, but this looks like the most well-manicured ballpark we've seen since we've been down here.
Oh, it is. It's just gorgeous. And one of the other things is there is a ton and a half of foul territory behind home plate. I was talking with the scorekeeper, the guy who runs the scoreboard upstairs, and he said it's not infrequent on a pass ball for a guy to go from first to third here.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a minute. Yeah, there's probably a good 50 feet between home plate and the backstop itself, so it'll be interesting to see how these catchers work. It'll be Brady Weaver behind the plate for Hedgesville and Nico Andre, and Andre probably going to have a little bit more of a advantage. He's played here a good bit, and he'll know to make sure to get those balls blocked right in front of him.
And one of the other things is this would Coach Grove was talking about their ball seems to carry in the outfield, but other than that, this is a pitcher's park because there's also a whole lot of foul territory room. It's really wide. Now it looks like about 60 feet from the third base foul line to the dugout. Same thing on the first base side. And while it tapers down, there's still about down in the corners, it's still like there's a good 10, 15 feet between the foul pole and the fence down there. So lots of chances to get pop fouls for the ball players.
The sprinklers on right now at Shark Park. The dimensions here, 320 down the lines in the power alleys. You're looking at 350 to left and right center and 360 to straightaway center. So we thought the park we were at last night at Loris was far down the lines. This one a little bit farther, so you're going to have to earn it to hit a ball out of this park. But with that being said, you get one in the air going to left field. The wind blowing pretty hard, as I'm sure you can hear in the broadcast coming through our microphones. You get one in the air in left field, that thing that may be a routine pop fly that only goes about 300 may find its way out of the ballpark tonight.
Yeah, I think when we were down here last year, we saw a couple of dingers go out of here on fly balls that just got caught in that wind, and there they went.
And this is a Hedgesville team that can hit home runs with the best of them. 5 home runs for Chase DeLauder, 4 for Hunter Coe, 5 for Brady Weaver, 1 for Jamison Matthew, and 1 for Josh Rush in the leadoff spot. So be prepared. A good pitching matchup, and Hedgesville is going to have the ability to hit it out of the ballpark. Again, the sprinklers on right now. Everybody getting in their final warm-ups. We're going to take our next break. When we come back, it'll be the starting lineups from here at the Mingo Bay Classic. Day 3 for us, Game 6 of this Mingo Bay Classic tournament. The starting lineups for Hedgesville and St. James coming up next.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing this spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Before we get into the starting lineups, as we still have a few minutes before that is going to happen on the field itself, let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, the man who was on the microphone for the first game of the day between Martinsburg and, looking back, it was Jordan Elbridge. There's an L in there. So Jordan Elbridge is, again, trying to get the mic up for Mr. Miller. Maddie, you got me? No, still trying to get Mr. Miller's microphone working. Try that, Matt.
All right.
There we go. There's Matt's microphone. Matt, an interesting game down at Carolina Forest this morning between those two teams.
Just 3 innings, and we were not aware coming in of the mercy rule in South Carolina of 15 runs within 3 innings of play, and then 10 runs after 5 innings. And in this case, Martinsburg scored that 15-0 victory and didn't even get out of that bottom of the 3rd inning, as they played at 7 in the first, 2 in the second, and added 6 more in the 3rd to go on for that victory.
Yeah, who would have thought that? I mean, I guess they have to have that rule at some point, but you aren't going to see it implemented too much as the Jordan Elbridge team this morning just obviously low on pitching. It was a tough game for them, and but a good game for Martinsburg. They seem to be focused the entire way, which was something that I think Coach Aaron Byler did a very good job of, and Gary and I were talking about this earlier, and I'll get you to chime in as well, Gary. I thought Coach Byler did a very good job of flirting with the line of playing consistent baseball and keeping the foot on the floor, but without being unsportsmanlike, if you will.
Yeah, he was playing a team that was clearly outmatched. They're for a really small school, don't have that many players to begin with. Their 2 best players weren't there, and they just had they were not in the same class. And Coach Byler didn't want to ease up too much because he has had talked to Matt about focus problems. But while he kept the kids playing, at some point he just started doing the station to station, not running on the wild pitches. And I thought he struck the balance just right.
Yeah, and it's a tough thing to do because obviously trying to get high school kids to stay as focused as they possibly can in a game that, quite frankly, from the beginning, you knew that Martinsburg was going to win that game. So I thought a very good effort on that as well. Again, the final from that one, a big 15-0 advantage for Martinsburg. It was Washington having one of their closest games of the season so far. A 5-3 decision taking on Newark down at Conway in a couple games this afternoon, and we'll get you finals on from the time this game is over, and definitely going into our check of the area schedule coming up in the 5th or 6th inning, one of our 3 features. Again, we'll have the 3rd inning trivia, and we'll have the This Date in Baseball history. Let's take a look at the starting lineups today, brought to you by DNN Auto Specialists, where honesty is their best policy. Get it fixed right the first time at DNN Auto, family owned and operated since 1974, specializing in exhaust alignment and tires. Call 304-267-4078. Let's start with the visiting Hedgesville Eagles. As batting first will be Josh Rush. He plays third base today. Where's number 17 on the mound? Will be Chase DeLauder. He's hitting second on the mound. And Hunter Coe will be third in the lineup. He's playing center field today. First base in that cleanup spot is Jamison Matthew. Kyle West today starting shortstop, batting fifth. Brady Weaver behind the plate, batting sixth. Tyler Bubb, the second baseman today. Parker Martin, your DH for our left fielder. And Caleb Brown bringing up the end of the lineup at the number 9 spot. He will play in right field today. For St. James, it'll be Nick Smith playing second base. Andrew Leo playing shortstop. He's batting second. Batting third will be Tanner Johnstone. He's playing center field. In the cleanup spot, it'll be Caleb Bondi. He's playing third base. Kyler Ham playing first base, batting fifth. Steven Spielman batting sixth in left field. Ethan Slack on the mound. He is batting seventh. And Nico Andre batting eighth. He will be behind the plate today as the starting catcher. And in right field is Randy Smith batting ninth. That's your starting lineup, brought to you by DNN Auto Specialists, where honesty is their best policy. Get it fixed right for the first time at DNN Auto, family owned and operated since 1974, specializing in exhaust, alignment, and tires. Call 304-267-4078 to set up an appointment. And we are going to have to skip our last pregame break as we are ready for the first pitch, as Mr. Slack getting his warm-up pitches in right now, as he will start the game facing Josh Rush in that leadoff spot. Again, Slack, a commit as a sophomore to the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, or anybody who's tuned into Miller time, as I like to call them, the Roosters, because apparently a Chanticleer is just a glorified rooster. I don't know why you'd want a mascot that is a rooster, but that is what Coastal Carolina is. It'll be St. James in the white jerseys, the white pinstripe jerseys, the lighter blue in those pinstripes, the old-fashioned cursive SJ on the front of the jersey tops, and the blue hats. They will be down the third base line in the home dugouts, the big numbers on the back. A little bit nicer to read those numbers than the game we had last night against Loris. And down the first base line in the dugout to our right with the blue jersey tops and white numbers and the white baseball pants with the navy blue pinstripe down the side will be the Hedgesville Eagles. And we are just about ready to get things underway from here at St. James High School, Shark Park. Again, that will never get old saying. It's a fun name for a ballpark, because we are right outside of Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, a few miles south of Myrtle Beach. Slack gets set, sends the first pitch into Josh Rush, and it's in for a strike right down the middle. Today's opening pitch brought to you by the Mortgage Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, where Mark and Cheryl Savitt treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you from application to settlement, plus low interest rates and closing costs. Phone 304 as there's a chopper down the third baseline over the head of our starting third baseman. Into left field, a leadoff single for Josh Rush. Bodie, or make that Bondi, playing third base. Last minute changes to the lineup, so Bondi, a good jump at third, but a high chopper.
Yeah, it looks like the infield's pretty hard the way that bounced up. 2 big bounces.
Kyler Ham will be at first base. Again, if you were listening to the pregame, probably heard those last-minute substitutions. Check back over to first base, and Rush is in safe. Call 304-267-9040 or go online to mortgagefinancing.com to talk with Mark and Cheryl Savitt from the Mortgage Center. The first pitch to Chase DeLauder. The left-hander takes it low and away for ball one.
Rush over at first base has 4 stolen bases in 4 attempts this year.
DeLauder, a .557 batting average, a .654 on-base percentage, 5 home runs, and has driven in 27. Here comes that 1-0 from Salak, a strike. at the knees.
Looks like it's going to be a low strike day today.
Yeah, sure does look like it. Again, the wind blowing across the field from right to left, so if you get a ball up in the air going towards left field, you may have a chance to get it out of here with any sort of power. Here comes that 1-1. That one misses right below the knees for ball 2. Count now 2-1.
Solik's only walked 14 hitters in his 36 innings. Keeps it in the strike zone.
Check back over to Rush at first. He dives in safe. The second time that Salak has checked in on him. Both times Rush back in safely. A 1.72 ERA for Salak. Here comes that 2-1-2 to Lauder. That one low and away for ball 3.
He's being careful. He must have heard about DeLauder.
The first pitch tonight, right at about 5:17. So pretty much right on schedule. One of the few games that have been right on schedule so far was a 5:15 projected first pitch.
It's a miracle.
It is. Only took 6 games to get here, but we finally got here. Salak ready for the 3-1-2 to DeLauder, and here it is. DeLauder, big swing and a miss as he pulled his head out. It was a foul tip, but held on to by Nico Andre behind the plate. The count runs full at 3-2.
That was down and in.
Rush gets his lead off first. Salak ready for the payoff pitch. On the move is Rush. That one low and in the dirt for ball 4, and Chase DeLauder reaches, and now 2 runners on to start the game here in the top of inning number 1 for the Hedgesville Eagles.
And Hunter Coe likes to drive in runs. He's got 34 of them so far this year, and that leads the team.
Yeah, this is a team that is going to hit the ball all over the ballpark for the most part. Again, since they've been down here in Myrtle Beach, they have struggled hitting the baseball. Again, the 5-4 game, that was a loss against Brockport. The bats came alive later in the game, but too big of a battle to come back on that one. And then the River Bluff game, they lost 8-1, so was only able to plate 1 run as Chase DeLauder.
Oh, they got
a courtesy runner.
It's number 15, Thomas Budka.
Thomas Budka going to be the courtesy runner for today's pitcher.
Coming in to run for the pitcher, Thomas Budka.
So Budka now stands on first as the courtesy runner. It's Josh Rush getting his lead off second base as we speak. Hunter Coe, the right-hander, steps in to the right-handed batter's box. Salak comes set and delivers the first one to Hunter Coe, a breaking ball in for strike 1.
Looks like a little slider he's got.
And not a whole lot of vertical movement, but some horizontal movement late, so a good slider. And if you're going to Coastal Carolina, I'm guessing he's got quite a few pitches he can use and use efficiently.
Runner's not taking big leads.
Yeah, the 0-1 to Coe misses low in the dirt for ball 1. Count now even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
You got the shortstop is closer to second base. He's staying behind Rush out there, who's leading off second. So there's a pretty big hole on the left side. Second baseman playing normal position.
The 1-1 to Coe, a chopper to the left side of the infield. Got by shortstop Andrew Leo over to second, and safe at second is Budka. Leo was trying to get at least 1 run or 1 out via the fielder's choice. Went over to Nick Smith covering at second base, but Budka got there quicker than the throw. It would have been a tough play for Leo to make it any base. That was going to be his best option as that was a ball hit into the hole. And Leo, a good job just to get a glove on it, but now the base is loaded here in the bottom of inning number 1 as Jamison Matthews stepping up to the plate.
I'd give him a base hit on that because there was no play at first. And that was a play that developed because part of that was the shortstop was bunched over towards second base trying to hold the runner on it. He had to go not that far deep in what would have been the normal hole. If he's in normal position, he gets it out.
So a good opportunity here for Hedgesville, and Jamison Matthew, who comes in a .305 hitter, has driven in 14 on the year, could have 15 and 16. Standing at second and third, a ball hit in the gap could be number 17 as well. Standing on first is Hunter Coe. The first pitch to Matthew was swing and a miss, strike 1.
That looked like a little breaking ball. A little downward movement on that one.
Matthew today starting first baseman. A .394 on base percentage to go along with that .305 batting average. Seen some DH role from him this year as well. What a good guy to have in the field. Here's the 0-1 lifted into right center field. Coming in on it is Randy Smith. Actually going back on it is Nick Smith, and he makes the catch for out number 1 in shallow right field.
Nick Smith makes the play.
Randy Smith coming in from right field. Looked like he may call off our second baseman, Nick Smith, but Smith able to come back from second to make the play, 1 down.
That was a pretty nice play by the second baseman. Going back on that. Not backpedaling, but running back to where the ball's coming down.
Kyle West now stepping to the plate, the lefty, a 375 hitter, coming into action today. Again, the bases loaded, now 1 down here in the top of inning number 1 from St. James High School. As West takes time at the plate, as Salak was taking his time with Nico Andre, getting which pitch they wanted to throw.
Hedgesville needs to get a couple of these guys in.
Yeah, it would be awfully rough to leave 3 stranded on base with no out. Here's the first pitch to West. That one, a strike on the outside corner.
Strike 1.
We were talking about this before, but a lot of good pitchers take a little bit of time to get in a rhythm, and if you're going to get to them, you got to get to them early. And if you pass up the opportunity, they'll settle in, and then you have a tough afternoon.
Here comes the 0-1 from Salak out of the stretch. This one low in the dirt. A good block by Andre. The count now even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, he's using his body to make sure that ball doesn't get by.
Again, a deep backstop here at Shark Park. Probably at least a good 40 feet. Maybe a little bit more than that. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike as Salak comes set on the mound. Kyle West awaits the pitch, and here it is. A ground ball to the second baseman. They could turn 2. The flip to shortstop, and they bobble on the transfer, so they're going to get 1. Andrew Leo struggling to make the throw to first, but out at second on the fielder's choice will be Hunter Coe, but a run does score. Coming around from third was Josh Rush, so Hedgesville takes the 1-0 lead.
And they got a break. That was a tailor-made double play. The shortstop Leo made the nice feed, but young Mr. Smith just couldn't make the transfer.
Number 8.
So it's going to go the fielder's choice 4-6. Now runners at the corner. At the corners, it's Kyle West at first, and standing at third is Thomas Budka, the courtesy runner for Chase DeLauder. 2 down now in the inning as the first pitch to Brady Weaver lifted into the left center field. Make a long run for it is the center fielder Tanner Johnstone coming up with it. So 1 pitch for out number 3. And we are through the top of inning number 1. 1 run and 2 left on for Hedgesville. We go to the bottom of inning number 1. It's the Hedgesville Eagles 1, St. James 0.
I want to know who motherfucking represents.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Chase DeLauder, today's starting pitcher for Hedgesville, as the Eagles take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of inning number 2. DeLauder coming in with a sub-1 ERA at a .913 in 30 2/3 inning of work on the mound this year. This is going to be a start number 6 for DeLauder. 5 previous coming into today's matchup, and a perfect 6-0 record.
And he doesn't give away walks. He only walked 9 people in those 30 innings and hit 1 batter.
Go along with 60 strikeouts. That is impressive for this many games at any level of baseball, but at the high school level, really just very impressive, and one of the more well-rounded baseball players that we have in the entire area.
And he's bulked up a little bit since last year,
yes.
too.
Again, the reigning West Virginia State Player of the Year, making a very strong case to be in that same role again this year. Leading off, second baseman Nick Smith will face Chase DeLauder. Starting left fielder today is being a DH for J.R. Luttrell. Will stand out there and left in front of some advertisement signs as the first pitch from DeLauder high and inside to Smith for ball one.
And one of the things that surprised me, given the number of strikeouts and the success DeLauder has had, is his first pitch strike rate is under 50% at about 48.8.
The 1-0 catches the outside corner for strike one to Nick Smith. The count even now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 again, right on that outside corner for strike two. A good place to live if he can get it for DeLauder.
He's got a nice, easy, fluid motion.
Smith coming into the plate, a .328 hitter. Here's the 1-2. That one a little high and outside for ball two.
He tried to spin that a little bit, and it just didn't do what he wanted it to.
Count even now at 2-2. Here is that 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball lifted out of play right behind home plate, hitting the netting right to our right. And the count stays even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 71 degrees, our first inning, first pitch, or first look forecast. Feels like 71 as well as the 2-2 inside for ball 3. The count now full at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And had Nick Smith ducking out of the way.
Wind blowing at 13 miles an hour here from St. James. Here comes that 3-2 and a sharp ball hit to the left side of the infield. Kyle West up with it across the diamond. Matthew has to go off the bag. Safe at first will be Nick Smith as the throw drew Jameson Matthew to the left of the bag, back down the line, and that'll go down as a E6 in our scorebook.
Yeah, I saw West for the first time last year, and I was pretty impressed with how he played it. He made the nice pickup and just didn't complete the play.
Yeah, didn't seem rushed or anything, just a throw that got a little away from him. So standing at first now is Nick Smith. Andrew Leo, the number 2 batter, playing shortstop today. The first pitch to Leo, high and outside, ball 1. Not a big lead off first base for Nick Smith as DeLauder, the left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, the St. James doesn't run a whole lot. They've only got 25 stolen bases in, they're about 25 games?
Check back over to Smith
games.
at first base. Back in safe. Tag applied by Matthew, but not sure it would have mattered if he tagged or not, as Smith was back in before the throw. Again, not a overly aggressive lead, as here's the 1-0. A little high for ball 2, as it looked like Brady Weaver was contemplating a snap throw behind the runner down at first, bobbled it a little bit, and ended up just holding on to it.
I don't know, Weaver, why Smith does not have a big either original lead or secondary lead.
Yeah, another check back over to first base. Scouting report may have Smith as a guy who can steal some bases.
He's only got 2. He's been caught once.
Here comes the 2-0 from DeLauder, high and outside, ball 3. So Chase DeLauder has warranted a 3-ball count to his first 2 batters he's faced, and Harry Hunt DeLauder like to start this game. Hopefully this isn't a replay of what we saw in the last time we got a sub-1 ERA pitcher out of the Panhandle back on Monday. The 3-0 catches the inside corner for strike 1. That was Taylor Tennant, who came in as one of the better pitchers in our area, and he struggled on Monday to get out of the first inning. The 3-1, a good breaking ball low and away to Andrew Leo. He swings through it. The count now full at 3-2.
Yeah, he got him to swing at a pitch out of the zone. That was a nice pitch.
It looked like a little bit of tail action on that ball, possibly a little bit of a 2-seam. So now here comes the payoff pitch at 3-2 and a sharp ball hit. Back to the shortstop, Kyle West. He lets it get into center field. It gets by him. Stopping at second base will be Nick Smith. And Andrew Leo now standing on first base.
And that was a routine grab. That should have been double play.
That was a tailor-made double play opportunity. And right now, Kyle West having some trouble at shortstop.
Center fielder, number 15.
And couldn't see if that took any hops or anything. Brady Weaver kind of standing right in front of our direction to to shortstop. It seemed like a pretty routine ground ball. So now runners at first and second. Nick Smith standing at second base. Andrew Leo at first. Batter now, Tanner Johnstone. Strike one to start him off.
Strike one.
West may have tried to rush, may have tried to make the flip to second base before he had the ball in his glove.
Here comes the 0-1 from DeLauder. This one a pop fly right around home plate. Weaver flips the mask off and makes the catch, basically standing on home plate. So that ball, distance-wise, went nowhere. So it'll be a pop out to the catcher Brady Weaver for out number 1 of the inning. So a big first out, much needed for Hedgesville. Now batting for the Shark, Caleb
Bondi.
Caleb Bondi today, starting third baseman, batting .281. 11 runs driven in. He's got a duck on the pond right now, standing at second base in Nick Smith.
That's a balk.
Yeah, that'll be a balk. The ball coming out of the hand of Chase DeLauder as he was rearing back to deliver the first pitch to Bondi.
And it squirted most of the way to third base.
So some mustard coming back behind it, but the grip just wasn't quite there where it needed to be for Chase DeLauder. So now runners move up into scoring position at second and third. Andrew Leo now at second. Smith at third.
Hedgesville looks like they've got a case of the jitters.
Now comes the first pitch to Bondi. This one, a swing and a miss on a breaking ball that right over the heart of the plate. It was tipped but held onto by Brady Weaver.
He took something off that, and he had Bondi about a foot out in front of it.
Here comes the next pitch to Bondi. This one high and inside.
Ball one high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So Bondi again a .281 hitter and 2 runners in scoring position via the ball. Here comes a swing and a miss from Caleb Bondi. Now 2 strikes on Bondi. A hearty cut on a breaking ball that finished in the dirt.
Yeah, he got to go digging for that. That looked like it hit the dirt right about next to home plate.
Yeah, just about in front. Here comes the 2-strike pick. A swing and a miss and a strikeout of Bondi. A good fastball by Chase DeLauder that Bondi chased below the zone for out number 2.
And he needed that. Actually, some similarities between what happened to Tennant when they go on with Chase DeLauder, because it was 2 fairly routine ground balls that kept Tennant in hot water, and got that here with DeLauder.
Kyler Ham now swinging through strike 1. A little bit off that pitch. Didn't see a whole lot of movement, but definitely not a DeLauder fastball.
This is a .213 hitter.
Here comes the 0 on that one. Misses low and away for ball 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I hope DeLauder doesn't know that, though.
I'm sure he approaches every hitter the same way and wants to strike them out. Now the 1-1 fouled off down the third baseline and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's strikeout number 61 for DeLauder on Caleb Bondi. So 61 strikeouts through 20 games through this entire season for Hedgesville. The 1-2 misses high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And runners on second and third. As here's the 2-2 pitch. That one low and away in the dirt for ball 3 to the batter Kyler Ham, today starting first baseman.
That was
3 balls, 2 strikes.
St. James is not a terrible hitting. They're hitting .264 as a team, but they only have 3 guys over 300.
The payoff pitch on the 3-2. This one lifted into left field. That one
That's
may be trouble. It's going to drop in. 1 run's going to score. Smith from third. Leo coming around. He is going to score as well, and that's going to be kind of an excuse me single as it drops into shallow left field for a 2 RBI single from Kyler Ham, and just like that, St. James takes the lead 2-1.
Well, this is a good ball team, and they're giving them a couple extra outs this inning, and came back to bite them.
The RBI number 10 and 11 for Kyler Ham. Seth Spielman now stepping into the plate. The lefty playing left field today, a .308 hitter. The first pitch to Spielman, outside for ball 1. 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 1. It's St. James with the 2-1 lead over Hedgesville. Check back over to first base. Back in safe on the dive is Kyler Ham. Again, not a overly aggressive lead, although we've seen DeLauder with a pretty impressive pickoff move in some regional games back home.
Ham has yet to even try to steal this year.
1-0 to Spielman. Pretty much the same location as the first pitch. A little bit high and out of the zone on the outside. Now the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
Hey.
Here's the 2-0 to Spielman. Identical location for all 3 pitches, all 3 high and outside of the strike zone. The 3-0 count to Seth Spielman.
And we were out to talk to DeLauder because he's struggling a little bit. He's probably a little bit frustrated because he's got 2 ground balls. He struck a guy out, got a pop up, and got a Bermuda Triangle single that brought in 2 runs.
Ham gets his lead off first. Here's a 3-0 to Spielman. That one in there for strike 1. The old automatic in for strike 1. 3-1 now the count on today's starting left fielder, Seth Spielman. Spielman not tall in stature. Here's that 3-1 and a swinging foul ball that I believe went off of that left foot as he shakes it off a little bit. He'll step back in for the 3-2 pitch awaiting. Knocks some dirt off the cleats, and he's back into the left-handed batter's box. DeLauder comes sit out of the stretch. And here's that 3-2, and a swing and a sharp hit ball back to second base. A good stab by Tyler Bubb over to first for out number 3. Jamison Matthew hauling it in at first base, so a good job coming back on Seth Spielman by Chase DeLauder. Spielman was ahead in the count 3-0. DeLauder coming back with 2 strikes and throwing a ground ball out to Tyler Bubb at second base. St. James gets 2 in the bottom of the first. They lead as we head to the top of inning number 2, 2-1.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
Started for Hedgesville here in the top of inning number 2, 2-1. St. James with the lead. Salat coming out for his second inning of work. For 17 pitches in inning number 1. Gave up 2 hits and 1 run. 2 left on base after there was a bases loaded opportunity with no outs. So I'm sure if this game comes down to 1 or 2 runs, that's going to be a point in the game where Coach Grove looks back and wishes he had a couple of those at-bats back.
Yeah, pitcher gets out of bases loaded, nobody out with 1 run. That's a W for him.
Tyler Bubb, a .273 hitter, but does have a .442 on-base percentage in that number 7 spot in the order. So has a good knack for getting on base any way he can. Now the first pitch out of the windup to Bubb. That is strike on the outside corner. Outer third of the plate, much to the dismay of some of the Eagle faithful around us. That's Salak ready with the 0-1 out of the windup. Here's a breaking ball low and inside for ball 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
We'll see if that is a consistent strike zone throughout the day. Not enough of a sample size yet to determine when that's going to be a strike all day or not. The 1-1, that one does catch the outer third of the plate for strike 2.
That was right at the knees, too.
So the 1-2 count to Bubb is Salak ready with that 1-2 pitch and fouled off right ahead of us, or right above us, to stay alive for Tyler Bubb with the 1-2 count.
Salak works reasonably quickly out there.
Here again is that 1-2 pitch to Bubb. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. It does go in the dirt, so Bubb going to try to go down to first base, but he will be thrown out by catcher Nico Andre, throwing down to Kyler Ham for out number 1 of the inning.
1 down.
The K-2-3.
Parker Martin, today's designated hitter, hitting for starting left fielder J.R. Luttrell. batting eighth today. A .481 hitter is Martin. Here comes the first pitch to Martin. This one a strike. That belt high on the inside corner.
Hedgesville ought to score some of those. They got DeLauder hitting over 500. They've got 2 hitters hitting over 400, another 2 over 350, and 2 more over 300.
The 0-1 to Martin, a breaking ball in for strike 2. Again, it broke over the beginning of the plate right about belt high, finished about thigh high on that inside third. Now Parker Martin behind on the count 0-2. Here comes that 0-2 pitch and fouled off right behind home plate in front of us. To stay alive at 0-2 is Parker Martin.
It looks like Salak is settling in here already.
Yeah, seems to be in his zone on the mound. Working quickly again, just a sophomore, but he's committed to go to Coastal Carolina. Here comes that 0-2 and fouled off down the first base line and out of play over the visitor dugout here at Shark Park. Parker Martin stays alive at 0-2.
It's making him work. It's a good thing.
Good at bat. Pitch number 5 with a couple of foul balls in here. Here's again the 0-2 to Parker Martin. A swing and a miss in the dirt again. Hits the dirt, so Andre coming up with it down to first. So the second consecutive strikeout on a breaking ball in the dirt. That's going to be a K2-3 and a 2 up, 2 down to start the top of inning number 2.
And you got Salak is looking really good right now.
Salak is definitely settling in, already ready to throw by the time batters get up into the batter's box. And it's going to be Caleb Brown, the number 9 hitter, stepping in now as he fouls one off back into the glove of Nico Andre for strike 1.
Brown bailed on that one.
Yeah, the front foot came out as was trying to pull one down the first base line. Quickly again, it's Salak. This one misses outside, ball 1. He had been in the zone up until that point. Just the second ball of this inning. Salak waiting for that pitch to be confirmed. There it is now out of the windup. A swing and a miss is fanned on one. It was Caleb Brown on a pitch that was probably going to be a little outside of the strike zone.
And he pulled off on that one too.
And he's got to keep that front foot in. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Salak. This one on the outside corner, and popping up to lead the field is Nico Andre. He's going to have to come back and squat back down. That one misses a little outside for ball 2. And that's not going to be a friendly gesture to our home plate umpire, who may make those corners a little bit smaller. The 2-2 misses outside again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A good at-bat for Caleb Brown.
Yeah, Brown is a little bit unusual. He hits with an open stance. It's usually an open stance. The hitter turns and puts that front foot in, but he's either just putting it straight down or stepping further out.
The 3-2 to Brown, a swing and a miss, and he will go down, and the inning is over. Salak struck out the side and went 1-2-3 here in the top of inning number 2. We'll head to the bottom of the second. It's still St. James leading Hedgesville 2-1.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
The bottom of inning number 2. It was a 1-2-3 inning, and striking out the side was Salak in the top of inning number 2. And Salak will start the inning at the plate for St. James here at the bottom of the second.
The pitcher, number 9,
Salak, a 230 hitter. Salak, apparently the correct pronunciation, so we'll switch that up a little bit. Salak, Ethan Salak, up to the plate.
Maybe that'll help change Hedgesville's fortunes here a little bit.
It's baseball. Anything can happen. The water again on the mound. The first pitch to Salak. Outside for ball 1. Outside about belt high, but ended up in the left-handed batter's box. Here comes that 1-0, low and away for ball 2.
Outside, ball 2.
That looked like he was trying to throw a break ball to come in, but it didn't do anything.
Wind again pretty steady here, blowing from our back end of left field as the 2-0 to Salick. Caught the inside corner for strike 1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
The water works pretty quickly, too.
Now comes the 2-1 to Salick from Chase DeLauder out of the windup, and that one catches Salick, and he will now, I believe, hit the bat.
31.
Bailing
3 balls, 1 strike.
out of the way. Is it maybe just hit the glove of Brady Weaver again? We're kind of catty cornered to the opposite side, so just high and inside, possibly going off the glove of Brady Weaver. Now 3 balls, 1 strike. Here comes that 3-1 from DeLauder, and the ball hit into center field. Going back on it is Hunter Coates. It's going to be a tough play, and he gets over his glove. Salick rounding first. He's going to head into second for what's going to be a stand-up double, and Hunter Coe just had that ball go about a foot over his glove. And a stand-up double to start the inning for Ethan Salick.
That ball seemed to carry on Coe a little bit because it looked like he had a beat on it and just went up over his glove.
Nico Andre stepping in, the lefty catcher. See if he possibly lays down a bunt, as we'll get a courtesy runner for Salick, number 22.
Number 8, Nico Andre.
This is Buddy Smith.
Buddy Smith today's a courtesy runner for Salick.
Coming in to run for the pitcher, number 22, Buddy Smith.
Again, Nico Andre the batter, and we'll see if he tries to lay down a bunt to get Smith into third base with just 1 out, or possibly no outs, depending on how this bunt could be laid down or whether it'll be Andre just swinging away. DeLauder comes set out of the stretch. First pitch, high for ball 1.
Yeah, it was a pretty good looking breaking pitch.
A little high, ball 1.
Brady Weaver going to go out and talk to his man on the bump, try to settle him down as DeLauder all over the place to start this game. Was able to get out of the first inning, just giving up 2 runs, that in part to a couple of infield errors, but definitely a little erratic on the mound to start this one. Here comes the 1-0 from DeLauder, a swing and a foul ball behind home plate for Andre. The count now even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Foul ball, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nico Andre, a .265 hitter, has driven in 6 on the year. The 1-1, a swing and a miss, and a hearty cut by Andre.
He just threw
He's
that
now
by
down
him.
1-2.
Just threw it by him.
Yeah, a hearty fastball from the left hand of Chase DeLauder. 2-1 here in the bottom of inning number 2, a 1-2 count to Nico Andre. No outs in the inning, and a swing and a miss, and Weaver able to hold on for the first out of the inning. A good breaking ball from Chase DeLauder, and Nico Andre down on strikes.
Well, that pitch was down at the knees and dipped down, and he just flailed at it.
Yeah, thought it was going to stay at the knees, and right at the last minute just dropped off the shelf. Now the number 9 batter, Randy Smith, stepping into the plate. The first pitch to Smith, a strike on the outside corner. About belt high on the outer third.
Smith's a .231 hitter.
Also a 6 RBI. Could have number 7 as the 0-1. Outside low and away in the dirt for ball 1. Count now 1-1 to Randy Smith. Top of the order, standing in the on-deck circle, is Nick Smith. As Randy Smith will step out and take time at the plate.
Smith has just 6 hits this year with 1 triple, rest of it singles.
Here comes the 1-1 to Smith. This one, a ball hit down the third base line. Josh Rush coming up with it. It's going to be a long throw, and Jameson Matthew jumps, hits off his glove, and trickles behind him. Moving up to third base will be Buddy Smith. And a good play by Josh Rush, just getting that ball backhanded right behind the bag at third base. Had to make a long throw across the diamond, and Jameson Matthew almost able to come down with it, but just deflects off the top of his glove.
Smith had that throw beat.
Yeah, I think he was going to beat that there regardless. So going to go down as an infield single on a ball that just kind of trickled up the third base line.
But Smith goes to third on the error on the throw because he was holding.
So Randy Smith on first base, Buddy Smith on third base. Now Nick Smith at the plate. Swing and a miss, fouled off for strike 1. So
Smith's everywhere you look. Everywhere you look.
pretty common names, so I can't assume there's any relation. But I assume between the three of them, there's got to be one.
Surprised Coach doesn't send up somebody named Wesson to hit.
The water checks back over. Back in is Randy Smith at first base on the dive. Going to have to be Johnny on the spots with the first name with these three up.
Buddy Smith's run some. He's got 4 stolen bases, been caught once.
Here comes the 0-1. That one, a check swing. That'll go down the first base line.
That was a classic excuse me swing.
Yeah, a check swing that just stayed over the heart of the plate, and the Lauder now heading the count to leadoff batter Nick Smith, 0-2. Runners at the corners. Here's that 0-2 to Nick Smith, high for ball 1. Trying to get Smith to climb the ladder. The Lauder, a little bit of a waste pitch. Still ahead of the count, 1-2.
Buddy Smith with not a real aggressive lead.
The 1-2 to Nick Smith, a breaking ball that finished behind Nick Smith. Brady Weaver moving to his left, making sure to stay in front. Again, a deep backstop here at Shark Park. Count now even at 2-2.
DeLauder's just having a little bit of trouble with his command today.
Here's the 2-2 that one. A pop fly hit into right field. Caleb Brown coming up with it. There's going to be a play at the plate as he comes in. Holds it in right field as scoring easily from third base will be Buddy Smith. Not sure if Caleb Brown had some issues with it in his glove, but definitely a double clutch in right field as scoring easy was Buddy Smith, and an RBI for Nick Smith in that leadoff spot.
Well, Brown looked to me like Brown was looking at the runner. Buddy Smith took off with when the ball was hit. He was well on his way to second base, and I think Brown saw that and was looking to first base to throw behind him. But the first baseman Mathewson was in cutoff position, and that's what caused the delay.
Andrew Leo grounds one to short. His first pitch he sees a flip from Kyle West to Tyler Bubble. End the inning going 6-4. 1 run does cross the plate here in the bottom of inning number 2 for St. James. We'll head to the top of the 3rd inning. It's the Sharks of St. James leading Hedgesville 4-1.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Whether you need business cards, banners, magnets, office stationery, or promo material, Panhandle Printing and Design can make it happen. Call 304-267-7400 for a quote, or visit us on the web at panhandleprintdesign.com.
Inning number 3. It is our trivia inning, as it always is. So we will give you a trivia question here sometime in the top of inning number 3, along with the station telephone number. First to call in with the correct answer to studio engineer Patrick Feely will get $30 in Hoss's Steak and See gift cards and 4 Hagerstown Suns tickets to a Suns game of your choice later this season. Leading off will be the leadoff batter for Hedgesville, Josh Rush. We are back to the top of the order. 3-1, the St. James lead. So a RBI fly out to right field by Nick Smith. Scoring Buddy Smith. Salick back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. The first pitch to Josh Rush. In for strike 1.
Well, fastball down on the outside corner.
Rush steps back in out of the windup is Salick. He's now ready for the 0-1, the delivery. A swing and a ball hit sharp down the third baseline, but foul off the bat of Josh Rush. Rush had a single to start the game. Would come around to score the lone run so far for the Eagles. He's now behind on the count 0-2. Salick
taking a little time.
Yeah, taking a little bit longer than he did in the first couple innings. The 0-2 low and away for ball one.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 the count now to Josh Rush.
And part of the delay is in getting a signal from the bench for the pitch.
Here comes that 1-2 to Rush, and a ball hit right back up the middle. Coming in on his second baseman, Nick Smith. A tough play for him to make, but he does. And the out at first base is Josh Rush thought he beat the throw, but a good play by Nick Smith, throwing across his body over to Kyler Ham for the first out of the inning.
That was a nice play because he had to move over, and that ball came up on him kind of quick. Good quick hands, got it, set his foot, made the throw.
And Josh Rush thought he beat that throw out. From our angle, looked like he was behind by about a half step.
Yeah, I thought he was out.
But he was adamant that he had made it in. Brings up Chase DeLauder, today's starting pitcher for Hedgesville. Got on a walk as the first one he sees. He drives to deep center field. Johnstone going back on it, and Tanner Johnstone hauls it in for out number 2.
He hit that he hit that well. That was on the line. I don't think he got more than about 15 feet in the air, and he looked like he caught that at about 355 feet.
That'll bring up Hunter Coe to try to be the first base runner of the inning for Hedgesville. Slot now ready. Here's the first pitch to Hunter Coe. Lifted into a right field. Coming over is Randy Smith. He will haul it in for out number 3 in a quick 1-2-3 inning. Only 6 pitches thrown for Ethan Salix. We'll have to hold our trivia question until the bottom of the third. Going into the bottom of the third, it's St. James 3, Hedgesville 1.
That's not good.
That was quick.
If you hang the WVU medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, you know, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Boulevard in Martinsburg. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, for a great meal at a great price, stop by Hoss's Steak and See, where your family wants to eat. In the bottom of inning number 3, we will give you the station telephone number and the third inning trivia question. The first to call into the station and get the answer correct will receive $30 in Hoss's Steak and See gift cards and 4 tickets to a future Hagerstown Suns game. Tanner Johnstone, the first batter of the inning, as he takes a ball 1 high and away. The station telephone number, 304-263-6540. Again, 304-263-6540. As here comes the 1-0 to Johnstone. That one a little off the plate for ball 2.
And DeLauder gave the umpire, where was that look?
Here is our trivia question. After the 2-0 pitch to Johnstone. This one high and inside for ball 3, so 3-0 the count to Johnstone. All right, here's the trivia question. What Major League first did pitcher Lee Richmond perform in 1926? Here comes the 3-0 to Johnstone. That one, field automatic on the inside edge for strike 1. So what Major League first did pitcher Lee Richmond accomplish in 1929?
I bet you whoever wins that Googles it.
Here comes the 3-1. That one high and away. And Johnstone on with a walk. You mean the name Lee Richmond doesn't stick out in your great baseball mind?
No. Unlike the name of Billy Wamnass, for reasons I do not understand.
Hard to imagine why that one would. How about you, Mr. Miller? That one sticking out in your mind at all?
Billy Wamnass?
Lee Richmond. I was going with Lee Richmond.
No.
Ground ball to the right side off the bat of Caleb Bondi.
Nice play.
James Matthew going over to second, gets the lead runner, and Chase DeLauder going over to cover first. May have got him at first if the foot had come down. I think DeLauder and the ball beat Caleb Bondi to first base, but the Lauder had his foot in the air.
Well, that was the first baseman, Matthews, made a real nice play. Good play good throw to the shortstop West, who made a good relay back. The Lauder was just late getting to first.
Again, even being late to first was almost there for a bang play, but a one down in the inning on the fielder's choice. It's going to go 3-6. First pitch low and away to Kyler Ham. As the runner on first now, Caleb Bondi. Tanner Johnson retired on the ground out. Kyler Ham, a 2 RBI single. Back in inning number 1. As here comes the 1-0. That one low and away for ball 2.
Outside, ball 2.
Still trying to figure out the edges of those strike zones.
It's almost like you've got an echo here.
Yes, the PA here doing a little more play-by-play than just public address. As you will probably hear most things twice. Here comes the 2-1, swinging a bouncing ball at the plate, but hitting the batter, so the ball will stay foul.
2 balls, 1 strike.
2 balls, 1 strike now to Kyler Ham.
And the base umpire throwing his hands up right away. That's a hard call for the plate umpire, because if it hits in front, he's blocked by the catcher and by the hitter's body.
We'll check and see if we have a winner on the trivia question yet, and if not, we will give it again. The 2-1 pitch, a strike on the outside corner, about belt high.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
No winner yet, so we will give it to you again. Again, Patrick, shoot us a text when you get a winner and the name of our winner and where they are from. The 2-2 high and outside for ball 3, and the count now runs full. Again, our third inning trivia question. What major league first did pitcher Lee Richmond accomplish in 1929? Station telephone number 304-263-6540. Here comes the 3-2. That a foul ball. Looks like it's going to get out of play. Josh Rush going over to try to make a play on it, but that is over the fence and out of play. Great effort by Josh Rush, the third baseman.
And that just dropped over the fence. That was a long way foul, but because there's so much foul territory, it just dropped over the fence. And the fence is about his head high for most plays, about 6 feet. So Rush wouldn't have been able to reach over and get it.
So the count now remains full at 3-2 as Ham fouls that one off. Standing at first base is Caleb Bondi. Here comes the 3-2 again. That one misses outside. Ham will reach on a base on balls. That'll bring to the plate Seth Spielman. Spielman grounded into a inning-ending ground ball out to second baseman Tyler Bubb to end the first inning. Again, he steps in with a .308 batting average coming into this one. Now it's runners at first and second, a 1 out here in the inning. He's going to lay out a bunt. That one popped up and foul, is it?
It bounced
up in the air.
It blocked. Umpire blocked where we blocked our view of it.
I thought that one was a little nonchalant for Brady Weaver, but a foul ball and a bunt attempt at the plate. So now the count 0-1 to Spielman. See if he will square around a second time. He will, as he's able to draw it back, and the ball misses low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't ask for an appeal on that one.
Apparently just pulled back quick enough. Runners at first and second. The count 1-1 to Spielman. No bunt attempt on this one, but the 1-1 just misses off the edge. Count now 2-1. The winner is Tim Slonaker on our third inning trivia question. We'll give you the answer to that later in this inning. Ooh. The 2-1 misses inside as Spielman spins out of the way. The Water now behind at the count 3-1 as Brady Weaver will go out and have a chat. All right, here's the answer to our third inning trivia question. Again, the question was, what major league first did pitcher Lee Richmond accomplish in 1929? Any guesses before I give you the answer?
I only know the answer because I heard you whisper it.
Wow, okay. Well, do you want to give the answer then?
No, you should give the answer. It doesn't count because I heard it.
Through a perfect game in 1929. And that was a major league first. The 3-1 to Spielman, that one a low and away for ball 4. So the base is loaded for Ethan Salak.
The Water is struggling here, and you hear the Hedgesville parents chirping about the umpire's strike zone.
Again, there hasn't been too much around the edges yet to kind kind of established where that strike zone is going to be, as we will now have a mound visit. See if this looks like just a mound visit to calm down DeLauder. Obviously, it's going to have to be, I think, a bigger deficit than this, but also got to watch the pitch count.
Well, he's used up. He had 49 coming into the pitch. The West Virginia maximum is 110. That's unusual for DeLauder. I was looking. He's been in 7 games, 6 of them starts. And he's got 30. I got that first one. He's got those. He's been averaging about 5-6 innings a start.
So head coach Eric Grove comes back off the mound.
Yeah, 30 innings. He started 5 games and relieved in a couple. So he's been given 5-6 innings a start. And he's going to have trouble getting to that 5th inning already going.
Yeah, 18 pitches thrown in this inning so far. Again, came in with 49. Salick now stepping to the plate, the starting pitcher for St. James. The backside of the way, a ball 1 high and inside.
And that one was not close.
DeLauder just can't seem to consistently find the strike zone. We've seen good pitches, but just struggled to throw consecutive batters. That breaking ball breaks in over the heart of the plate for strike 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Started on the outside and late movement. Broke right over the heart of the plate. And here comes the 1-1 to Salick. That one in for strike 2. Looked like Salick wanted to take a cut at it, but held up.
Caught the inside corner, 1 ball.
DeLauder now ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down here in the bottom of inning number 3.
Or corners are pulled up.
Here comes the 1-2. This one a chopper back up the middle. Kyle West coming up with it. Quickly a flip to second base, going over to first. Not quite quick enough as Matthew, a good pick at second base. Tyler Bubb just couldn't get the double play turned, and a 1-run will score. It'll be Bondi coming in to score from third base and make that 4-1 the lead for St. James.
Now, I'm not quite sure. I can't tell from the angle. West may have gotten that behind second base, but I thought he was coming across. I thought he'd just step on the base and make the throw.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a throw necessary, but again, it's hard from where we're set up to see just how far behind the base he was. So just getting 1, but scoring a run on the RBI for Salick is Buddy Smith will be the courtesy runner again. The first pitch to Nico Andre. A strike 1, catching the outside corner.
And Hedgesville is just giving St. James opportunities, walks, errors.
Big swing and a miss by Andre. Now down 0-2.
And that was a big slow swing too.
No balls, 2 strikes.
2 down now in the bottom of inning number 3. Runners at the corners, and stepping off trying to warn a throw is Buddy Smith, and he'll just take second base. A good play at this point in the game by Chase DeLauder. Steps off and just basically looks at Buddy Smith and says, hey, you can have it. Here comes that 0-2, and a ball driven into right field. Coming in on it is Caleb Brown. He makes the catch, route number 3 in the inning, but 1 does cross here in the bottom of inning number 3. We will head to the 4th. It's St. James leading Hedgesville 4-1.
They didn't get a hit that inning.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back in as we now go to the top of inning number 4. 1 run in the bottom of the third to extend St. James' lead over Hedgesville out to 4-1. At least one run in all 3 innings so far for St. James. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. Just a lone run in the top of inning number 1 for Hedgesville. It was Josh Rush coming around to score. That is the only run to date so far for the Eagles. As leading off for Hedgesville will be Jamison Matthew.
Well, Hedgesville is either both with walks and with inability to make the plays in the field is just putting base runners on for St. James. They are not by any means hitting the heck out of the baseball. What do they got? They got 4 hits?
And we have so far just 3 hits.
3 hits.
And just 3 hits for the Sharks.
No hits that last inning.
Again, Jamison Matthews steps in. A pop-out victim in inning number 1. First pitch he sees misses low for ball 1.
And that's an aberration from the last inning.
Salick ready with the 1-0. Kind of fell off the mound a little bit on that one. Misses low and away for ball 2.
Wearing number 13. I remember when nobody wore 13.
It's a little bit of an unlucky number, if I remember correctly. Here comes the pitch from Salick. That one misses low and away again. It's Matthew ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes.
I think Ozzie Guillen was one of the first players to wear 13 when he played.
Here comes the 3-0 to Matthew. That one does catch the bottom edge of the strike zone for strike 1.
Nice
Definitely
pitch.
not old automatic right there, but catching the bottom edge right at the knees of the strike zone. The count now 3-1, a hitter's count for Matthew. Here comes the 3-1, and now a chopper down the third base line. Reading the chop very well is Caleb Bondi over to first base for out number 1.
Good strong throw on that. And there was nothing that he could do other than wait for that to come down.
Nope, a very high chop off the bat of Jamison Matthew. Bondi came down with it, a very strong throw. A ball that, while it was a chopper, got to third base relatively quickly, and a strong throw to Kyler Ham for out number 1.
Now West, who's coming up now, is hitting .317 coming into the ball game. He's got five doubles. Need him to do something here.
West drives one again to third base. Up with it again is Bondi. He'll make another strong throw over to first, and Ham with the stretch for out number 2, and just 6 pitches to get through 2 outs, and something we saw last inning as well in the third. Just 6 pitches to get out of the third inning. Hedgesville's got to be a little more disciplined at the plate.
See if Mr. Weaver takes a couple pitches to give his pitcher a break, because this is an awful quick inning.
And he will not. He will drive one to left field. That going back. Kyler Ham going back on it. That will get over the head of the left fielder. Struggling with it is Brady Weaver, going to go in to second base, and didn't wait on it, but drove one hard to left field for a 2-out double.
That's even better. He hit that hard line fly ball that went over the left fielder's head, a couple bounces to the wall.
Seth Spielman out there in left field.
And we get a courtesy runner coming in. That's number 2, Matt Rupenthal.
So Rupenthal going to be our courtesy runner for catcher Brady Weaver. As Tyler Bubb will come to the plate. And Seth Spielman made a good play on that, but unfortunately had a little trouble coming up with it in left field. I think it was either way going to be a double for Brady Weaver.
No, he was in there easy.
Yeah, made it a true double and stand-up double for Brady Weaver.
Because Weaver did not just cruise into second base. He ran hard.
Again, Bub now back as a pickoff attempt back to second base. Rupenthal back in, I think nicking his foot as he went back more towards shortstop, and Salick having to go back and get it.
Yeah, they got a break. I thought that ball was going into center field. Because throw was in the dirt.
And Rupenthal looking back towards right field, so not sure he would have even realized where the ball went. He seemed pretty content once he got back to second base. The first pitch to Tyler Bubb, a breaking ball in for strike 1 on the inside corner.
And that was at the bottom of the zone. Here the Hedgesville parents thinking that's even a little below the bottom of the zone.
And the strike zone has not been overly consistent today. We're starting to get a picture of that, as not a true outer inside edge has been established. Time taken at the plate by Tyler Bubb. He now steps back in, awaiting that 0-1 pitch from Salick. Here it comes, a breaking ball in the dirt. It gets by Nico Andre, moving up to third and staying at third base, taking a wide turn is Rupenthal. Again, a very deep backstop, but Andre realizes he's got to get it quick, with this being his home field. So now a runner in just 90 feet away for Hedgesville. Matt Rupenthal standing at third base, the courtesy runner for Brady Weaver. A 1-1 count to the batter, Tyler Bubb.
I think that was a pass ball. That looked like it just went through his legs.
Yeah, it went through the legs. So Salick out of the stretch with the 1-1. That one in the dirt again. A good block by Nico Andre at the plate, keeping that in front of him. It does escape to his right a little bit, but able to run it down just a few feet from home plate.
And Andre's doing it overall a good job, using his body, dropping down so there isn't any place for the pitch to go.
2-1. Now the count here is that 2-1 pitch, the breaking ball low in the dirt to Tyler Bubb. So Bubb now heading the count 3-1. The best at-bat we've seen this inning, at least pitch-wise, as the 2-out double for Brady Weaver certainly helped. Now here comes that 3-1 above. That one low in the dirt. Another good block by Andre. And ball 4, and Tyler Bubb will take first base. Bring up Parker Martin, today's designated hitter with runners at the corners.
And Martin's, in addition to hitting .481, he's got 4 doubles and a triple, and has driven in 13 runs so far. They need a big hit from him here.
Hedgesville down 4-1. Can't get it all back with, actually could tie it up with one swing hypothetically. Parker Martin, not known as a power hitter, would just like to find a gap somewhere. In the first pitch to Parker Martin, low and away in the dirt. Another great block by Nico Andre behind the plate. Had to slide over into the left-handed batter's box and just throw his chest at it.
Boy, I knew how to pronounce it. Centraccio, Coach Centraccio, Robbie Centraccio, really nice guy. Spent some time talking with me and spent time making sure we were comfortable and had a place to go. Out talking to his pitcher, who looks like he's just lost the bottom of the zone. He's trying to keep the ball down, and he's just lost it a little bit.
Yeah, he's thrown a couple different pitches. The fastball's missing low, the breaking ball's missing low and away. And I think very thankful right now in this inning that only one ball's gotten by the pitcher, or gotten by the catcher rather.
Yeah.
Again, a runner at third base is Matt Rupenthal. He is courtesy running for today's starting catcher, Brady Weaver. We're at a 2-out double deep into left field. Tyler Bubb reached on a walk, which brings up Parker Martin, who was ahead in the count 1-0.
Come on, Parker.
Here comes that 1-0 from Salick. That one right down the heart of the plate, a fastball for strike one.
Yeah, sometimes the coach just goes out and talks to him a little bit, lets him get a breather and collect himself.
Martin steps back in, awaiting that 1-1, and here is the pitch, a breaking ball low and away in the dirt. Another good block by Andre at the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike.
He does like to throw that breaking ball low.
He does, and right now the breaking ball does not like him.
Well, he said can't get him to bite on it now either.
So now comes the 2-1. Salick comes set, looks back to center field for a brief moment, and another one misses low in the dirt right in front of home plate. Ball 3. Count now 3-1 to Parker Martin.
And that was just a fastball that was both wide and low.
I think you got to make him throw you a strike at this point if you're Parker Martin. That one right down the heart of the plate for strike 2, and you looked like Martin had a take sign on the entire way right there. Just 2 strikes thrown in the last 8 pitches, so you had to make him throw a strike there. Now 3 strikes thrown in the last 9.
Bubb's going to be off. First baseman Ham plays behind him. There he goes.
Yeah, there goes Bubb to second base, and 3-2 going away, ball 4, and taking first base will be Parker Martin. So back-to-back walks given up by Ethan Salick, and the bases loaded. A little bit of a 2-out rally as Caleb Brown will step to the plate, the lefty, hoping to find some more 2-out magic for the Eagles. Right now it's Rosenthal at third base, Tyler Bubb at second base, Parker Martin standing at first. Again, our batter is Caleb Brown. Brown struck out back in the second inning. Here's the first pitch to Brown. That one high and away for ball 1. Right now Salick just can't buy a strike.
And Brown has 2 doubles among his 10 hits.
Sure he would take an single at this point in the game. Here comes that 1-0 and fouled off down the Third baseline and out of play over the home dugout here at Shark Park. The count now even at 1 ball, 1 strike. And a big pitch right there is the count now even, as Salek had fallen behind the last two batters. And needed to be at least even going into pitch number 3, which is where he's at right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the delivery to Brown. That one high and outside. 2 balls, a 1 strike. Now the count to Caleb Brown.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Andre stuck his glove up, and it just hit his glove and popped back out, but only rolled about a foot away.
Able to slowly walk and get the baseball as Salek trying to work a little quicker. He comes set now out of the windup. Here's the 2-1. That one high and inside, ball 3. So Salek has fallen behind 3-1 to the last 3 hitters. It would eventually go full to Parker Martin. Bub walked on the 5th pitch. Parker Martin would eventually walk on pitch number 6. So we'll see what happens to Caleb Brown here as here comes pitch number 5. Now high outside, no walk and a run.
That was not close either.
So
that
a
was way
double
high.
And 3 consecutive walks with 2 outs to get the second run of the game for Hedgesville. Again, it all started with a Brady Weaver double. His courtesy runner, Matt Rupenthal, was the runner that just crossed the plate. Now 4-2 Hedgesville is we're in the top of inning number 4. 4-2 St. James is we're in the top of inning number 4.
And while we haven't seen Mr. Salek before, he's walked 14 and 36, so this is not typical for him.
Back at the top of the order, it's Josh Rush. Again, still 2 outs here in the top of inning number 4. And a strike 1 to Josh Rush, something we haven't seen in a while, is a first pitch strike.
Little curveball.
Rush awaits that 0-1 again with the bases loaded. 2 outs. Here's that 0-1, and that's driven high to left field. Working in on it is Seth Spielman, and he will bring it in for out number 3. But a good 2-out rally that started with a Brady Weaver double. 3 straight walks, and Matt Rubenthal does cross home plate. Score now 4-2. St. James still in front as we head to the bottom of inning number 4.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
Bottom of inning number 4, St. James still holds a 2-run lead at 4-2. Hedgesville getting a run on the top of inning number 4 in help of really Ethan Salak, who Salak 3 consecutive walks after a Brady Weaver double. And the third of those 3 consecutive walks, walking in a run, was Caleb Brown.
The right fielder, number 5,
leading off the
Smith.
Bottom of inning number 4 will be the number 9 hitter, right fielder Randy Smith, who did single in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd. Here comes the first pitch to Smith from the left-handed Chase DeLauder. A strike, a belt high on the outside edge.
An unfortunately rare first pitch strike for Mr. DeLauder this game.
He went to DeLauder, same location, in for strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
So hopefully DeLauder can settle down in this inning. He has struggled to consistently find the strike zone. As here's the 0-2 to Smith, and that one hit sharply but foul down the third base line.
Just out of the reach of the third base coach.
So the count will stay 0-2 on Randy Smith. It's been at least a run in each of the previous 3 innings for St. James. As again, the 0-2, that one just a bit outside for ball 1, a breaking ball that finished in the right-handed batter's box, the lefty, Randy Smith. I think DeLauder wanted to get Smith to chase, no dice. So here's the 1-2. That one just misses outside as
Weaver's holding his glove still, and DeLauder did a little bend over, but where is that?
Yeah, now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That fouled off, and not fouled off. Weaver just couldn't hang on to it as he'll throw down to first. Jameson Matthew bringing it in for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, I thought from the sound that it
made a loud pop off the glove of Weaver then because thought it hit a little bit of bat, but Weaver just had to pop out of his glove. Regardless, throws down to first base for the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order now. It's Nick Smith. He had a RBI fly out in the second, reached on an error in the first inning.
And this is the first time that DeLauder's retired the initial hitter.
First pitch to Nick Smith, high for ball 1. And it was reaching on an error in the top of the first for Nick Smith. Reaching on a double was Ethan Salick in the second. The third, a walk to John Stone as a 1-0 count. Strike on the outside corner for Chase DeLauder to Nick Smith.
He needs a quick inning here.
Here comes that 1-1, a breaking ball. Well out in front was Nick Smith. A great off-speed pitch for DeLauder. Now Smith behind 1-2.
That was a pretty changed speeds, and it went leap movement down.
And I could be wrong. I think that Nick Smith was expecting a fastball. Here comes the 1-2 from DeLauder. A ground ball right back to Chase DeLauder. He'll take a couple steps over and toss over to Matthew for out number 2. So Chase DeLauder following through, and that ball bounced a couple of times right to him. He was able to turn, step, make a throw over to Jameson Matthew covering. 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 4.
Coming back for the shortstop, number 1, Andrew.
And he came
Mingo.
down off the mound to make that step and throw, which is...
Andrew Leo squares around. The batter for St. James pulls it back, but in for a strike anyway.
But something you don't think about, because it's one thing to be thrown to the home plate pitching like that. It's another to be thrown across the mound to first base. So.
Curveball just a bit high and outside, but not by much. Again, the outside edge of the strike zone, a little inconsistent as here's a 1-1 pitch lifted into left field. That ball going back. J.R. Luttrell making a play on it. He will bring it in on the run for out number 3. So a much-needed 1-2-3 inning for Chase DeLauder as we will head to the 5th at St. James 4, Hedgesville 2.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Into Shark Park. I will never get old to say. Hope we get a chance to do another game from here because I do enjoy saying welcome back into Shark Park. Home of St. James. They are the Sharks. And right now they're ahead of Hedgesville 4-2 as we head to the top of inning number 5. It was a good 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 4th for Chase DeLauder, the strongest inning we've seen from him so far as he consistently found the strike zone for the first time in this one. It'll be DeLauder leading it off here in the top of inning number 5, hoping to get on for the second time today. It was a walk back in the first, a fly out to center field on just one pitch he saw back in the third.
Coach Central Kale had his whole team, except for the battery, over at third base talking to him. I'm not quite sure what was going on.
That's usually a kind of a focus thing. Maybe saw something he wasn't a huge fan of with the warm-ups or just the general concentration or attitude. Again, it's got to be a little bit different for them facing a team that they don't see a whole lot. They're in a tournament format but playing at their home school. So you have the interesting dynamic for Hedgesville as they're coming 9 hours to play a bunch of different teams. But for St. James, this is, while it's a different team, it's a regular routine for them.
I like Jefferson Coach Lowry's approach to it. a baseball field. The bases are still 90 feet apart. Pitcher's mound is 60 feet 6 inches from home plate.
If only
Nothing
it were
much
that
different.
easy to convey to high school kids.
Or, well, to anybody.
Yeah.
The pitcher, number 1, Chase.
Again, Chase DeLauder will step in to start the top of inning number 5. Hedgesville down by 2, 4-2. The first pitch to DeLauder, breaking ball in the outside corner from Salick. Strike one.
DeLauder showing a little bit of patience here.
A .557 hitter coming into action today. The 0-1, another breaking ball. Same location for strike 2. Again, just breaking right on that outside edge.
Now throwing him a fastball. Probably doesn't get a fastball here either.
Ready for the 0-2. Here's the delivery from Salick. A breaking ball that'll catch the outside edge again. 3 in the exact same location as DeLauder. Not buying strike 3, but it'll be out number 1. A strikeout looking as Hunter Coe will step to the plate.
DeLauder gave a look over to the Hedgesville fans like, why don't I get that?
Yeah. And he would know better than anybody if that's been a consistent strike all day. And his reaction, it has not. So Hunter Coe's going to drive one, but a sharp hit ball right to Nick Smith at second base. He will move one step to his left with a little bit of a lean. And now a quick 2 down on just 4 pitches.
And you're right, Matt. Coe hit that right on the button, but right at the second baseman.
So Jameson Matthew will step back up. He led off inning number 4. And now a check swing that he holds up on a ball that was a little high for ball 1.
Catcher looking for the appeal.
I don't
Doesn't get it.
He had never even got a signal
Well,
from a field umpire.
He didn't even get an appeal.
Makes you wonder if the field umpire was even paying attention. Here comes the 1-0 to Matthew. That one, a strike on the inside corner as Matthew was going to come around on that, but it had jammed and nothing good could have come of that.
Matthew's
if he
wondering
made
where
contact.
that.
Yeah.
Matthew's wondering where that was too. He thought that was tight.
Count now even at 1-1. Breaking ball low in the dirt. 2-1 now the count to Jameson Matthew.
Now, 2 things. One is umpiring behind the plate and being consistent is incredibly hard. The second thing is we can't tell from our angle.
Salick out of the windup. James Matthew lifts it into right field. Moving over is Randy Smith. He will camp under it for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Ethan Salick and St. James. The score remains 4-2 as we'll head to the bottom of inning number 5 when we come back.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering a quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
Number 5, it is our This Date in Baseball History inning, brought to you by Bears Repair at 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg for all your automotive repair needs. Call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair. Phone 304-262-0208. Or again, as this typo card says, FON 304-262-0208. Just giving our cameraman, Matt Miller, a hard time. I'm surprised with your OCD, Matt, you haven't fixed that one yet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't. We will give you a little fun tidbit on what's happened in this day throughout the course of Major League Baseball history. First pitch to the batter to start off this inning. Hunter Johnstone lifted into the left side of the infield. Josh Rush working over to make the first out of the inning. The third baseman reading that ball well, and Rush coming over to make the play.
Doing his job, had the better angle coming across, and West did coming in.
So 1 pitch, 1 out. So it'll now bring up Caleb Bondi. Let's get into on this day, April 17th in 1934, the new Fenway Park opens its gates for the first time. The first pitch to Bondi, strike one down the heart of the plate. Yeah, the new Fenway Park allowing 33,336 fans to be in attendance The original opening in 1912. Breaking ball for strike 2 to Bondi.
And a lot of this time gets that pitch that looks awful low to us, but must crossed about the knees.
Here comes the 0-2. That one well inside. Did not get Bondi, as I think he was hoping that at least nicked his jersey, but no dice.
Well, he was pointing to his elbow, but the umpire wasn't buying it, because even if you get nicked right on the tip of the elbow, you're not going to be pointing at it. You're going to be jumping around.
Here comes the 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Bondi goes down on strikes for out number 2 of the inning. So a good inning for DeLauder so far. He was 3 up, 3 down in the 4th, and now 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. The Senators beat the Red Sox in the new Fenway Park Open. 6-5. The game duration was 2 hours and 36 minutes for a Major League Baseball game. Not a whole lot of commercial time like you see now. The winning pitcher was General Crowder. The losing pitcher was Hank Johnson. A swing and a miss to Kyler Ham to start his at-bat. So again, it was the Senators beating the Red Sox 6-5 on the new Fenway Park Open on this date back in 1934. Pop fly to the right side of the infield. Jameson Matthew coming in. He's going to camp under it in foul territory and bring it in for out number 3. So another 1-2-3 inning. Back-to-back of those for Chase DeLauder in a quick inning. Just 7 pitches thrown in the bottom of inning number 5. We will head to the top of the 6th when we come back at St. James 4, Hedgesville 2.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Top of inning number 6. Leading it off for Hedgesville will be starting shortstop Kyle West. West reached on a fielder's choice back in inning number 1. A ground out picked him in the 4th.
And Coach Brown getting a little bit late start out of the dugout, trotting down to third base.
And sometimes even the coaches need to get a little jog in. Everybody in their places as the left-handed West will step in. Ethan Salick still on the mound for St. James. The first pitch to West, a breaking ball over the heart of the plate for strike 1.
And that was a nice pitch. Started out over the middle and then in on the hands.
South looks in out of the windup, awaiting the signal for his 0-1 pitch. Gets it. Here is that pitch. Strike 2, another breaking ball that breaks on the outside corner. As again, that's been a controversial pitch all day. West now behind on the count 0-2. Here comes that 0-2 pitch and a chopper to the left side of the infield. It's going to be a tough play. That's going to be an infield single. A no play for Caleb Bondi. If anything, the only person that could have made that play was Ethan Salick, but the way that his momentum carried him off the mound wasn't going to be able to make it. And an infield single for Kyle West to start off the top of inning number 6.
Yeah, it took one high bounce too, and then rolled out past. By the time shortstop, third baseman coming across picked up the ball. West was standing on first base.
Brady Weaver now steps in. He had a 2-out double back in the 4th as he takes strike 1 right on the inner third that broke about thigh high. Getting a relatively short lead off first base is Kyle West. West has some height on him, so again, a relatively short lead for what I would expect from him. Again, Brady Weaver started that 2-out rally back in inning number 4. His courtesy runner Matt Rupenthal would score Hedgesville's run in that 4th inning. Low and inside for ball 1 was the pitch from Salick to Brady Weaver. Now the count even at 1-1.
Well, Hedgesville does not run a lot. They've only got 22 stolen base attempts in their first 20 games. Successful on 20 of them.
No outs here in the top of inning number 6. And here comes the 1-1 to Brady Weaver that he'll send into right center. That's going to be a gapper. It'll be Kyle West rounding second. He's going to go to third. Brady Weaver's going to be into second with his second double of the day, and holding at third is Kyle West. It would have been he probably would have been safe at home. The ball bobbled by the cutoff man in center field. Regardless, a single, then a double for Brady Weaver. And now runners at second and third, no outs here in the top of inning number 6. Tyler Bubb stepping to the plate.
Now, Coach Brown made the right call. You got nobody out, and so lots of chances to bring that guy in from third. And Rupenthal is out there again, running for Brady Weaver.
So have yourself a day, Brady Weaver. He now has 2 of the 5 hits for Hedgesville, both doubles. One deep into left center, this one a gapper to right center. Time at the plate taken by Tyler Bubb before he sees his first pitch. Now Salick taking his time on the mound out of the stretch. Looking in, he covers that entire face with the glove till he gets that pitch. Kind of shrugged over when he comes set. And here's that first pitch to Bubb, a breaking ball low and inside for ball 1. And this is a different feel to the game. There's been a completely different feel, I think, from about the second inning on. The first 2 innings I thought went to St. James, and I think Hedgesville is slowly turning the momentum in their favor.
Well, they got to do something here. They've left too many men on base.
The 1-0 to Tyler Bubb. That's lifted into foul territory. Not sure Ham's going to have a play on it. It'll be tough, and he does come down with it on a awkward play, and he will get it into home quickly. Kyle West stranded at third base. That was a tough play for Ham to make. He camped right underneath it, then had to turn and awkwardly turn his body facing the field again for the ball coming back into fair territory. I think if he'd have dropped that, that would have bounced back into fair territory when he was about 4 steps into foul territory when he first camped underneath it.
But this is the second time when Hedgesville had somebody on third base, less than 2 outs, and they get a pop-up.
Time at the plate for Parker Martin, as again Salick taking his time getting that pitch. He was working very quickly in the first couple innings of this one. We've seen him slow down tremendously in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and even now here into inning number 6. He does come set. Here's the first pitch to Parker Martin. That one high and inside as Martin has to duck out of the way. Ball 1.
Off-speed pitch gave him a chance to get out of the way.
1 down now here in the top of inning number 6. A 2-run lead for St. James, but with 1 swing of the bat, it could be a tie game. Runners on a second and third as Parker Martin lifts one into right field, right center field. Moving over is Tanner Johnstone, but I believe that's going to be deep enough as Kyle West will be in to score. So Hedgesville cuts the lead to 4-3 with a sacrifice fly ball to center field by Parker Martin.
Martin gave that a ride. That was a deep center field. Plenty easy for West to score.
And so Kyle West scores from third, staying at second base is Rupenthal. I guess he figured they weren't going to try to make the play at home, so he didn't want to be that third out at third base. One of the cardinal sins in baseball, getting the third out at third base.
Cardinal sin in life.
Yeah. Caleb Brown now stepping in, the lefty. Walked. An RBI walk back in inning number 4. A check back to second base, but Rupenthal in safe.
Yeah, Rupenthal almost got caught first time out there, and that one wasn't close. He was paying more attention, more aware of what the shortstop was doing.
Here comes the first pitch to Caleb Brown. That one in for a strike, right at the knees. Good hearty fastball from Ethan Salick.
Let's go.
Watch the shortstop. Now he starts out. He's over towards second base, about 15 feet off behind Rupenthal. Now he breaks back to the normal position.
The 0-1 to Caleb Brown again, right at the knees for strike 2. Caleb Brown's got to take the bat off his shoulders and swing it a little bit. A big situation here for the Hedgesville Eagles. Matt Rupenthal would be the tying run standing on second base right now. Here comes that 0 pitch, and it catches the outside corner for strike 3. So Caleb Brown goes down looking to end the inning. 1 run crosses the plate. It was Kyle West, but could have been a lot more for Hedgesville with runners on second and third. 3 consecutive outs, but a sac fly by Parker Martin does score Kyle West. The score 4-3 as we head to the bottom of inning number 6.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Welcome back into Shark Park. Just a 1-run game now as Hedgesville has clawed their way back in it after 3 consecutive innings with a run for St. James. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings as Chase DeLauder has really settled down and kept his pitch count down, which was much needed. As we head to the bottom of inning number 6, the first batter sets Spielman, grounds one, and can't get it on the hop was Tyler Bubbs. It'll trickle into center field. As would have been a tough play for Bub to make, moving to his right.
Yeah, he had no play. It was not a hard hit ground ball, and he had no play on Spielman. He got down to first base pretty quickly.
Yeah, so it'll be a single for Seth Spielman to start the bottom of inning number 6. So there goes the streak of 6 consecutive retired for Chase DeLauder. And stepping in now will be starting pitcher for St. James, Ethan Salick. Heath squares around the bunt, pulls back, and that ball misses outside for ball 1.
And DeLauder coming into this inning, we've got 94 pitches. That left him with a total of 16 before he's got to come out.
You know, Coach Grove would love to at least get him through inning number 6 as a bunt laid down the third baseline, but it'll go foul off the bat of Ethan Salick. Now the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Spielman will have to jog back to first base as he was on the move with the bunt laid down.
And DeLauder trying to make it hard on him to bunt.
And DeLauder, with the way he can locate pitches, if he's aware that somebody's trying to lay down a bunt, he can do everything in his power to throw him some junk. Check back over to first base and a good tag. Back in safe as the ball beat Seth Spielman to the bag. As the Hedgesville faithful around us, and I think I'm siding with them, I do believe that Spielman was thrown out at first, but back in safe.
That was amazing because Spielman was not that far off the base.
And DeLauder didn't quite look back to first when he threw that, as now a fly ball going out into right field. Caleb Brown working over. He will make the catch, and Spielman going back to first base. So the 1-1 lifted out into right field for out number 1 off the bat of Ethan Salick. As again, Spielman will stay on first base, 1 down in the inning. Ethan Slack well behind on that swing. A good read by Caleb Brown as the wind has all but died here at Shark Park, as looking out in the flags next to the scoreboard in right field.
And none of our notes are flying around.
Yeah, going into the broadcast, it was all right. What are the heavy objects we have or clips we have to hold everything down? First pitch to Nico Andre, in for strike 1, a breaking ball that finished over the heart of the plate. Spielman still on first base. The 0-1 misses well outside of Nico Andre. Now the count even at 1-1. Again, DeLauder would like to get out of this inning relatively quickly. At least maybe give a couple of pitches in inning number 7 if needed. Check back over to first base, and again, leaning was Spielman, but that ball a little away from Jameson Matthews. He couldn't quite apply the tag quick enough.
Yeah, he was in that time anyway.
Nico Andre steps back in as DeLauder comes set in the stretch, ready to deliver that 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one driven to the opposite field and getting over the head of Kyle West, who is leaping. Coming in is J.R. Luttrell to get it. He'll send it back into West. And a nice inside-out swing by Nico Andre, dropping one into shallow center. Again, a great play by Kyle West, attempting to make it as the West that is not a small man. He's at least 6'3" in stature. That going right over his outstretched glove.
Well, that ball was arcing away from West, going towards third base as West was coming across. It was just up over his head.
Courtesy runner now at first base. Looks like number 16 will be our courtesy runner for the catcher.
Who is Austin Short.
Austin Short, the courtesy runner. For catcher Nico Andre. Stepping up to the plate now is Randy Smith. 2 runners on. He squares around, then pulls back on the bunt. Pitch misses low for ball 1. DeLauder now comes set. Again out of the stretch with 2 runners on. Here comes that 1-0 delivery. That one flared into left field again, and holding at third will be Seth Spielman. Getting it is J.R. Luttrell. Now the base is loaded as Randy Smith sends the 1-0 pitch into shallow left field, just poking it out into the opposite field and getting on base with a single.
And that was another nice job. That's second hit in a row, just going down and getting it.
Yeah, those are well-earned hits, as we will now have head coach Eric Grove coming out, and I believe this is going to be it for Chase DeLauder, as the infield will come in. Trying to see how many pitches he is at. He came in at 94, and we have him at 9 pitches. So that'll be 103. So if this is not it, he will not have many more. The first visit to the mound this inning, and doesn't look like DeLauder's given the ball over yet. Again, only a couple more pitches to play with. And I believe they are going to go.
Yeah, Coach Grove going to ride his horse as long as he can.
Again, just a few more pitches to play with, hoping DeLauder can get some quick outs and at least get through this 6th inning and not give up any runs to extend the lead back out for St. James. Hedgesville doing a very good job clawing back into this one. Down just 1 run at 4-3, and DeLauder quickly into his motion. And that one misses high and outside as Weaver has to go up and get that one, as we're back to the top of the order for Nick Smith. And he said the infield incompletely with 1 out. Here's the 1-0, that one. A strike on the inside corner to Smith. In this situation with 1 out, sometimes you see the middle infield playing double play depth, the corners playing in. Not the case right now, as the 1-1, a breaking ball on the outside edge for strike 2.
And Smith didn't believe that one either. But the umpire's been calling that reasonably consistently.
Here comes that 1-2 from Chase DeLauder, and a pop fly into center field. It is Hunter Coe coming in on it, and there's going to be a play at the plate. Hunter Coe coming in. Matthew cutting it off. He'll have the relay and misses everything. Gets by Brady Weaver. Another run's going to come around. Another play at the plate, in safely again. It'll be Spielman coming in to score the first run, and Austin Short coming in on the bad throw to score 2 for St. James. And a sacrifice fly for Nick Smith. And moving up to third, or actually moving just up to second, was Randy Smith. So 2 runs will score, 1 on the sacrifice, another on the throwing error from the cutoff man, Jamison Matthew.
Coe made a good throw to the cutoff man. Cutoff man just sailed on him. Weaver had no chance to get it.
So that'll just be 1 RBI for Nick Smith, and the other scoring on the throwing error from Jamison Matthew.
Yeah. Boy, that hurts for Hedgesville.
It does hurt as a score now 6-3 in favor of St. James. Andrew Leo that takes strike 1 down the middle on the breaking ball.
So if our count's right, this has got to be
his last batter, so you'd like to see him get out of this one. The 0-1 roped down the line. That one hitting the chalk foul.
It didn't hit the chalker, it'd be fair.
Hey, you say, from my vantage point, I thought I saw a little bit of a white cloud come up with that one hitting.
Well, here's the other problem. I think they used paint on the grass.
So now the count 0-2 is the 0-2 pitch. That's a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Kyle West coming up with it. A throw over to James Matthew. He's got to come up with it and safe, as Matthew could not get the tag down. And coming around to score will be Randy Smith, as Matthew arguing with the umpire, not paying attention to home, as Matthew still arguing with our with our field umpire. He believes that he got Andrew Leo on the head, and from our angle, it certainly looked like it came right down on the top of the head of Andrew Leo. Again, a high throw from Kyle West. Jameson Matthew had to go up and get it, but certainly looked like on the jump he came down and got the head of Andrew Leo before touching first base.
Another run on another error.
Well, yeah, regardless, another run will score, and I get that Jameson Matthew is trying to, and they're going to change the call. It is going to be an out. The two umpires confer, and they're going to say he got him on the head. So a great play by Jameson Matthew to save an error and save a run from coming around to score. The third out of the inning, and Chase DeLauder gets out of the inning. And we probably will see the end of Chase DeLauder after this inning. He will not come back after the seventh because of pitch counts, but
let's give some credit to the umpires here who got together to get it right.
Great job by the umpires as we'll head to the top of inning number 7. Score 6-3. So Hedgesville's going to need 3 to keep playing as we head to the 7th here at Shark Park.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 south in Chambersburg.
We head to the top of inning number 7, and Hedgesville's going to need 3. They find themselves down 6-3 as they're down to their final 3 at-bats. And back to the top of the order, Josh Rush set to lead it off. First pitch to Rush, inside for ball 1.
You know, part of the problem with the base umpire there, it's only a 2-umpire crew. Had a runner on first, so the base umpire is over there, and he did not have.
Josh Rush lifts one into center field. Going back on it is Johnstone, and he hauls it in, a 4-out number 1, so just 2 outs left for the Eagles to play with here in the top of the 7th. Again, they need 3.
He did not, because of the way that play developed, he did not have a good angle to be able to see the play clearly. Home plate umpire did. And he asked for help and did the right thing.
DeLauder now steps to the plate. First pitch to him, low for ball 1. DeLauder reached on a walk, also struck out and flied out in this game. This is 4th at bat. Salick still out for St. James as he delivers the 1-0. That one low for ball 2. Some scores from around Mingo Bay today. It was Washington losing to Newark 5-3. Martinsburg beating Jordan Elbridge 15-0. The 2-0 low for ball 3 to Chase DeLauder. It was Jefferson falling to Rock Hill 5-2, the final in that one. And over at Loris, it was Spring Mills, the 10-0 shutout, taking on Penfield. The 3-0 misses high and outside, ball 4, so DeLauder on with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. We'll bring up Hunter Coe.
Not got to run for him now since he's done pitching. DeLauder's a good base runner. He's got good speed. He's got 5 stolen bases on the year. It's a quarter of Hedgesville's total.
First pitch to Hunter Coe. That one a strike on the outside corner. Just a good old-fashioned fastball. Catching the outer edge. Salick still throwing pretty well. We had him at 85 pitches coming into this inning, as that was pitch number 7. Pitch number 8 to Hunter Coe. Low and in the dirt. A good block by Andre behind the plate. 1-1 the count now to Hunter Coe.
And Coe needs to get on. They need base runners because they got to get 3 runs.
Salick ready out of the stretch here. Is that 1-1 lone in the dirt again? Hunter Coe able to hold up. He's now ahead 2-1 in the count. DeLauder staying at first base on that ball in the dirt. A good block by Nico Andre, not allowing DeLauder to advance to second into scoring position. 6-3 your score here in the top of inning number 7 at St. James. St. James in the lead. Hunter Coe rips one to shortstop. The bobble at shortstop, and everybody's going to be safe across the mound as Coe beats out the throw. It was a routine ground ball to Andrew Leo at shortstop. I think he was thinking game-ending double plays. It would have been a quick flip to second and a very good opportunity to get a double play to end the game, but Leo just bobbles it, and now DeLauder standing on second, Hunter Coe standing safely on first base.
You're exactly right, Matt. He was making a double play before the ball was in his glove. That allowed him to eat it up.
Jamison Matthew now stepping in.
And I know the crowd was hoping Coe would put one out, but this is a better situation because now he's got to throw out of the stretch.
Swing and a miss for Jamison Matthew for strike one.
And they got runners on the bases and stuff to distract him. He hits a home run. Sure, they're only down one, but now the bases are clear. The pitcher just gets to go after the hitter without having to think about anything else.
The tying run at the plate in Jamison Matthew, one down. Here in the top of inning number 7, the 0-1 low and away in the dirt. Backhanded stab for Nico Andre. The count now even at 1-1.
And both the pitcher and the catcher asked for an appeal, and the umpires just said, nope.
And now you're not going to get that call.
Second baseman can't really. The base umpire, because of where he's standing with runners on base, can't tell anyway.
The 1-1 to Matthew. That's a strike at the knees. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, 1 down here in the top of inning number 7. Hedgesville needs 3 to keep playing. That tying run is our current batter, Jamison Matthew.
Matthew just needs to put the ball out of the infield someplace.
Hunter Coe standing on first. Chase DeLauder standing on second. Here's that 1-2 and a swing and a miss in the dirt, and first base is occupied. So that's going to be a strikeout. No play at first. 2 down on the strikeout by Jamison Matthew.
And Matthew just got fooled by a good breaking pitch.
Yep.
Broke down and away from him.
So this is the pitching matchup we were expecting. We thought that both starters may go deep into the game, and right now it's looking like both starters are going to go the distance for their respective teams. 6 innings for Chase DeLauder, and Ethan Salick going to go 7. A ground ball back up the middle off the bat of Kyle West, coming in on his second baseman Smith. Over to first, and that is your ball game. The final out recorded after just 1 pitch to Kyle West, 4-3, the third out of the inning. And the final score here from St. James, it is the Sharks 6, the Hedgesville Eagles 3. We'll come back and wrap up this one and give you some of the numbers and some stats from this one in our final score post-game show and set
There are two different. One is DeLauder, while he didn't have as good command, only 3 of those runs were earned.
Yes.
And the first inning really killed him. But the other thing was Hedgesville had the first inning, the bases loaded with nobody out. And in the 4th inning, they had, was it the 4th inning? They had runners on 2nd and 3rd. And they had the bases loaded then too, and they only got 1 run on each of those times they had the bases loaded. And you get the bases loaded, you got to get more than 1 run, or you're not going to win ball games.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of runners left on base. We have 8 left on for Hedgesville and 5 for St. James.
Oh, here's what I was looking at. And in the 6th inning, they had runners on 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out, and they only get 1 run out of that.
Yeah, you got to take advantage when you have guys in scoring position. And even in the 7th inning, we saw Chase DeLauder and Hunter Coe both get on. They couldn't move both of them into scoring position. Chase DeLauder stranded at second base when he needed 3 in the 7th, so just not coming up with clutch hitting in this one. It was a 1 run for Hedgesville in the top of the 1st inning. St. James countered with a 2 in the bottom of that 1st inning, would get 1 more in the bottom of the 2nd and 3rd while Hedgesville went scoreless. The Eagles would get 1 in the top of the 4th while St. James went scoreless in the 4th and 5th. Hedgesville getting a run in the 6th while the Sharks getting 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, and Hedgesville not scoring in the top of the 7th. And no reason for St. James to even swing the bats in the bottom of the 7th, the game ending after 6 1/2. We will break down some of the stats and who did what throughout the game coming up next in our post-game show, again sponsored by The Final Score. The final score, again, here from Shark Park was St. James 6 and Hedgesville 3. We'll wrap up our post-game show next. This is High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back into the post-game show. Time to take a look at the post-game stats brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security. Hey, don't become a statistic. Protect your family and home with the local alarm professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. They have the solutions to meet your needs and local monitoring as well. To learn more, call our buddy Ben Copenhaver at 304-671-2158. Again, for Hedgesville, it was 3 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors, and 8 left on base. We will start with them. Pitching-wise, for Chase DeLauder, he went 6 innings, giving up 6 hits and 6 runs given up, so a whole lot of 6s going across the board for Chase DeLauder. 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. We did not see the overpowering dominance that we usually see from DeLauder, but again, this is a very good St. James team. It's a team that was on top of their game last year, winning 28 games in the 2018 season, and a 14-game winner right now, so just 1 behind the pace of Hedgesville.
Yeah, this is disappointing for Hedgesville. And actually, I was a little bit they had 2 prime pitchers come out, and each of them really struggled in the first inning. Although, in fairness to DeLauder, he threw 2 ground balls to the first 2 hitters. They had runners on first and second. And that really threw head. I thought the game was really – I felt the game was being decided in the early innings when Hedgesville was not able to take advantage of their opportunity in the first inning and let them get away with 1 run with the bases loaded. And then you got the 2-out hit by St. James. That kid Kyler Ham, who just sort of stuck his bat out on a pretty good pitch and popped it down the third baseline to drive in a couple runs. So that was really, and that, well, the game was decided. That was the story of the game. St. James took advantage of scoring opportunities. Hedgesville did not.
Offensively for Hedgesville, Josh Rush finished 1 for 4, scoring a run and getting a single in the game. 0 for 2 with 2 walks for Chase DeLauder. 1 for 4 for Hunter Coe, 0 for 4 for Jamison Matthew. Coming around to score once was Kyle West. He finished a 1 for 4 on the day, getting an infield single. 2 doubles for Brady Weaver. He went 2 for 3 on the day. A deep double to left field and driving one deep to right center as well. A good day for him. 0 for 2 for Tyler Bubb. He did reach on a walk. Parker Martin 0 for 1. But also did reach on a walk. Also a sacrifice fly, RBI back in inning number 6 that would score Kyle West, and 0 for 2 with a walk for Caleb Brown. So again, for Hedgesville, it's 3 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors, and 8 runners left on. For St. James on the mound, Ethan Salick, he went 7 innings, the complete game, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, struck out 6, and walked 5. Offensively for St. James, Nick Smith went 0 for 3 in leadoff spot, 0 for 4 for Andrew Leo, 1 for 3 for Tanner Johnstone, a 0 for 3 day for Caleb Bondi, 1 for 2 day for Kyler Ham. Bondi would come around to score a run, by the way, also a run scored each for Nick Smith and Andrew Leo, a 1 for 2 day for Spielman. He had a single and would come around to score a RBI and a double for Ethan Salick, also today's starting pitcher. He finished a 1 for 3 at the plate, a single and a run scored for Nico Andre, today's starting catcher, and a 2 for 4 day in the number 9 spot for Randy Smith. That is the offense. And the pitching totals for St. James, again, 6 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and 5 left on base. Those were the stats brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security. Hey, don't become a statistic. Protect your family and home with the local alarm professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. They have the solutions to meet your needs and local monitoring as well. To learn more, call Ben Copenhaver at 304-671-2158. Well, we don't know what the deal is going to be yet tomorrow, with the first 3 days really kind of being a small tournament and then turning into a semifinal and final round on Thursday and Friday. We will not find out where we are going to be until sometime later tonight. Probably not looking until at least after 8 o'clock, maybe more towards 9 o'clock. But as soon as we know, we will let you know via Facebook, and tune in tomorrow morning from 6 to 8 with Rob Mario, and tune into our sportscast, and I'm sure he will announce a couple times as well what time the games will be tomorrow. Again, 5 teams down here, everybody but Musselman, so we will try to get you 2 games in tomorrow, and we will see about the finals on Friday as well. I know some rain and nasty weather in the forecast, so we will see if we can try to get a game in Friday morning as well, and try to get 2 more games in tomorrow. Again, that's going to wrap things up from here at the field, Shark Park. Again, enjoyed saying that all game. The post-game shows are brought to you by the Final Score, with plenty of screens to watch the games, pool tables, trivia nights, and great food and drink selections. Meet your friends at the Final Score at 1517 Winchester Avenue, just south of Martinsburg. Again, we want to remind you the final score here from today. It was St. James 6 and Hedgesville 3. Until sometime tomorrow, we will see you later.
I have one prediction to make.
Okay.
No, if we are not here tomorrow, at some point during the day, you're going to say, I wish we were at Shark Park.
That's a very good possibility. Have enjoyed our time, and thanks to all the coaching staff and everybody here at Shark Park for a great game broadcast right here behind home plate. Again, for Gary Gefford and Matt Miller and Patrick Feely back at the studio, I am Matt Crawford saying so long until tomorrow.